Hello, my name is Jamil from the Solid Podcast, and today I'm joined with Wick. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. How are you doing?
I'm okay, brother. So just give us a little introduction, who you are, and yeah.
Yeah. So my name is Oliver or Wikdahl, as I go by on online. It's basically just my surname, keeping it simple. And I'm the head of esports in Leo, which is a Swedish organization, and also the head of the Norwegian national team. I
Oh,
recently got that role.
and
Yeah.
you're the previous owner of Five Stars, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So that was my first org basically for myself. Which I run basically all by myself.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, which was a Norwegian org back in the days. Yeah.
So how long did you run Five Stars for then?
So I think it started in 2021. I think I played actively myself at that time. Usually, like at that time, it was what was it back then? CS or Fortnite or something like that? I don't know. What I played mostly back then, but I just decided I wanted to make a org for people in Norway who didn't have anyone to play with, basically.
All right.
So I made that. It was firstly called Typhoon, like for a couple weeks, and then I got a friend of mine who's a graphic designer in as like co-owner, basically. So I took care of the operations, all the teams, and he took care of the graphic design and social media. And then we were like, okay, this name is like not the best. Let's rename it. And then I was like, okay, maybe Five Stars. I don't know. And then we just went on with that.
Yeah.
And quickly it became like from only I would say average people joining, who didn't have a team,
Yeah.
to more known people within Norway, specifically joined the org. And then we started like winning stuff, like getting higher up in the divisions, like national division. So I decided like, okay, this is kind of fun to do. So I started doing like scouting and stuff, like actually spending time on creating good teams. And in a lot of games, I just like signed either like trios, or duos or stuff like that, and put them together. But then for Valorant, I was like, it was kind of new back then. So I decided to like put teams together myself, like scout players, invite them for trials. It was kind of limited back then in Norway, like it was not so many good players.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would say around 2024 we really started to get like good players. I think in 2025 we won like the Norwegian league for the first time, like back to back and stuff like that, qualifying for Eclipse via the Norwegian spot. And then yeah, like after after merging even with Five Stars with the Leo, I've been keeping the spot in the Norwegian league myself. So I think now my teams has won the Norwegian league 7 times maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I think
Dominating,
so.
huh?
Yeah. Yeah, but like it's like I said, like it's kind of still I would say it's kind of limited talents in Norway. It's like two teams who's like actually good. I would say like you have the Royal Legion team. I don't know if you know those guys.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Uh,
You've got Project Sweden as well,
yeah,
right? Would you say? Would you count them up there as well?
yeah, yeah. They are for sure up in the Scandinavian top. Yeah, I would say so. Like I have a good contact with the coach there, Rippy. So I would like I think he's doing a great job. Like he's often losing like players to bigger teams, and then he builds up a new lineup. So he's doing a great job for sure.
Okay, talk about like players to the bigger teams. I'll say I think you know what's coming. Tell me, can you tell us a story
Yeah,
of like the history of like Koshmaris, for instance? Like obviously Koshmaris is now in tier one.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's an incredible
It's
player right
ridiculous.
now. I like so
Yeah.
like how did you um like obviously play for Leo? Like how tell us like the timeline. So like how long was he with you?
Yeah.
What sort of how did you get in contact? And yeah, just some of the timeline of
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So this was back in January 2025. So this was 2 months maybe after I joined Leo myself.
Yep.
After merging 5 stars into Leo as an organization and taking over the head of esports in Leo.
Right.
We because the first lineup in Leo, like myself in the Swedish league, since I'm Norwegian, like my first time in Swedish league, it was 5 stars ex Leo, just for the timeline here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like 5 stars old lineup basically, just rename. But then after the new year 2025, we decided to remake our team. So then it was me and our duelist back then. He's called Jeopard. He's been playing for a lot of my teams. Really great guy from Sweden, and Slinky, another Swedish guy. We decided to make a rebuild together. Then we just needed one Swedish eligible player, and then we can play the league.
Right.
So we decided to do open trials with who was the coach back then? Oh yeah, it was his name was Bullets, I believe, and Carlos. So we hosted open trials, and then we got some really interesting players, like really good players. We had a guy called Dani. He played from Yari and Bitfix in VCL.
Mm-hmm.
He was Swedish eligible. And
Yeah.
then we got AJ. He's also Koshmara's friend from Lithuania. Adriuksas. AJ, we call him. Yeah.
I think I know AJ.
And yeah, and then we got Koshmaras on trial, and then we got Keats on trial, and of course other players as well. But like ultimately that became the lineup, and I think it was that's 6 players, right? So I think it was Dani who was not on the lineup instantly, but because of some internal issues, we swapped the Slinky out with Dani, and that this became our lineup, which was at that time already was a banger lineup, right? We had the Koshmaras, who was already individual beast at that time as well. He just lacked experience in team play. I think he had played for one team before or something, like a proper team. And then we had Keats as well as the IGL,
Okay.
and Jeopard and Dani from Sweden. So like it was such a great team, like but they all lacked experience, I would say. And so after we won the Swedish league, we also went to like they played together for maybe 4 months, 5 months. And then wait, let me just don't because he played over 2 stints, Koshmaras. He played that first split, which lasted yeah, from January to summer, which we won against Project Swede on DreamHack actually, like LAN final.
Oh. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was because that's what I think is really cool with the Swedish league compared to a lot of other VRCs is that maybe you don't have the best, like I would say it's still really good like it's a good tier 3 level, but they host really good like offline finals.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a final at the event there in Sweden, and then we also played an invitational at the same event after our VRC final, where it was teams like Formulation, Metisport, Wild, like a lot of VCL teams, and then Leo and Project Swede was invited through the Swedish VRC, and you could see already there like he was starting to rip people off, like in this tier 3. Like I remember he was beating Lil Mix pretty hard himself, like getting a crazy rating. And after that we played VCL qualifier, and um, yeah, we did not qualify that. I remember we were like really devastated not qualifying because on paper we had like such a good team in our eyes, like on a team that could play VCL with Keats, Koshmaras, Adriuxas, Zin, and Howl. But we lost in the qualifier. And then he played another split with us in the Swedish league once again. So now we are talking October, November 2025. Now he's been with us for 10, 11 months maybe.
Okay.
And this was like, we had a summer break where initially we were gonna, he was not a part of the team. Like, after we failed to qualify for VCL, we split, split from the team. Like, yeah, it was actually like a mutual agreement. It was not him like leaving, you know, like saying
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
too
yeah.
bad. It was like some internal issues there, which was like me and the chairman, Kings. Uh, we, me and him worked a lot with Koshmaras, like not taking like too much credit, you know, like what, because like no matter how much you would work with a person, he needs to have a mindset himself, you know, and actually be doing what we tell him to do, which Koshmaras has always done with coaches and even like me and Kings, who is not pros. We just gave him like more personal stuff, you know, in his personal life to work on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Um, and Senni from Ireland also helped. Like he's been a great coach every time he's been helping Leo. But yeah, so now we're in November. We won the Swedish League again, qualifying for VCL qualifier. And we went to DreamHack with Koshmaras in Stockholm. We won that as well. And we beat some good teams in Project Blender phase 2, like
Yeah.
ATN, Novo. But I think we lost against. We had like one off day, I remember, where we got shit on, and therefore we did not qualify for phase
So
3.
you competed like a fair amount. If you can disclose information, that'd be great. If you can't, then fair enough, then please continue.
Yeah.
But you said you won like was it the Swedish league you 7 times. What was like the prize for? How much money have you like made from winning all these competitions? Because you also won like you said you just won DreamHack as well. Um,
Yeah.
are you able to say how much you won? Like a rough estimate?
Like, I think because that's the thing. Like me personally, I've not made one penny from these winnings, right?
Genuinely.
Uh, n- yeah, 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 yeah. Like no matter if it's been Leo or Five Stars or anyone else earning money, I've always given everything to my players. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they deserve it. You know, they deserve the money. Like they are the ones putting in the hard work. And yeah, like I think Leo. Wait, I can check actually real quick. Leo right now has 4.5k earnings on VLR,
Oh snap!
and then Five Stars has 1.5k, and then you have like two or 3k extra from like other orgs representing or using my spot, you know.
Right.
Um, So yeah, it's been quite a lot like throughout here, and also other games like Five Stars. We did not only win Valorant, we won the Norwegian League in Rocket League, Overwatch, stuff like that as well, which has the same prize pool as Valorant over here. But yeah, I've always given everything to my players, 100%. I've never taken anything myself.
Okay, yeah, I can totally see that. But so you don't. So who exactly like invests for like entry fees and all the other costs?
That's
'Cause-
that's me. Yeah, like
wait,
this is full charity work. Like esports always been charity work for me, basically. Like it's all only money out. Like I've
right.
spent a lot of money on entry fees for third-party tournaments. You know, like EVC.
EVC, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, most EVC to be honest.
Is that and that's
It's
15 per
not.
person, right? £15 per person? Or was it like
Yeah, it's like 15. No, yeah, like between 15 30 like entry fee as a team, I would say.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, 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 per every time. So, and we played a lot of EVC throughout the years. And the thing is also like that's one of the reasons I actually merged Five Stars into Leo was because back then I was a student, right? And I was
Yeah.
owning Five Stars. And then the Norwegian league introduced the entry fee into playing the official league in Norway. So I think I paid like maybe 200 pounds every month for my players to play the league. And I was a student, so I was like, bro, like this is just too much at one point, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Because I had no sponsors.
yeah. I mean, do
Yeah.
you not agree to a point? Like, as much, I totally agree with you saying, like, of course, the five players, they put in the effort in like scrims and practice and whatnot, and doing the theory, and also when it comes to the games, the execution.
Yeah.
Um, but
I know
have
what
you
you're
not
gonna
thought to
say.
yourself, like, okay,
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe I'd serve like 5%, or
Yeah.
that's never crossed your mind. So because you
Yeah,
gonna
I think
reinvest, you know what I
so.
mean? Like,
Yeah, I like looking back at it, I think I've been a bit like stupidly nice, you know, to the players. Like I think I should have taken a bit myself back. Like I like the only thing which is funny enough, like when we play EVC throughout the years, I've always told the players like if you win any money,
yeah.
like I just want my entry fee back. But we have never earned anything on EVC because it's always only top two getting prize pool, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's a
and we have never come top two in EVC. So that's the only thing we have not earned money from. So yeah, but yeah, I totally agree with you. Like if I would do this stuff over again, I would take a percent myself.
yeah.
100%. I
Because
think I've been a bit too nice.
I mean, yeah, and also like ultimately, like regardless of your like method of like paying your players, you,
Yeah.
or you kind of, in my eyes, it kind of seems like you gave your players like an incentive as well. Uh, and obviously look at Leo right now. Like they're a big team, they're decently big org in like
Yep.
Scandinavia or UK North, for instance.
Yep.
Like I this is the thing. This is my only question. No, not my only question, but on this topic specifically, like
Yeah.
what is the barrier or what is the jump you need to make for you to make that tier one level? Like, because you're in a good position right now. I think, but me and you can both
Yeah.
agree with that. You know, I think anyone can agree on that. But what is the step that you're missing that you can't really get that tier one level? What is it really?
Yeah, like that's a great question. And it's something I've been reflecting a lot of recently myself since it's not been like off season. I would say off season lately for our tiers. So I've been thinking a lot of about that. Like how can we take the next step, you know?
Yeah,
Because let's be honest, like that's the reason I have this passion as well, is like a long-term dream and goal of making a living out of this. Like how can we do that? How can we become this good like tier one org in Europe? And I think that's uh, the main reason is the same reason as probably most orgs would say is sponsors, right? And
yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
Like I think that I was actually this last weekend I was at Glitched in that's event in Sweden. It's basically DreamHack, like the same founders as DreamHack.
Okay,
So it's the same stuff like expo, tournaments, LAN, etc. And we had a stand there. Like Leo had a stand as a, you can call it kind of partner of the organizers.
yeah.
And next to us we had Alliance. You know that org, right?
Oh, I think so.
Alliance.
Is it
It's
the one with
a
the green emblem? Is it green?
yeah, correct. It like they had a Valorant team like 3 years ago, maybe. They were
Right.
like it's a really big org, specifically in Dota, and CS as well, I would say. So they're also from Sweden.
Oh,
Um,
I think. Sorry to.
no worries.
Um, I think is it. Didn't a player? Do you know Refresh? He used to play CS:GO. He
Yeah,
used to
I
play for
think he played
Alliance.
there.
Was it him?
I think
He's
maybe so.
Danish, right?
Yeah, he's Danish. Let me see. I remember he Refresh played for a team with a green emblem.
Yeah,
I remember as
it's
well.
clicking to me a bit. Hold on.
Wait, let me see real quick here. No, it was he played for Optic.
Wr-
Optic and Sprout.
Wrong.
Because
Oh,
Alliance is
Sprout. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
it
Yeah.
was wrong green color, but
Oh,
yeah, let's just say Alliance is like pretty like a tier one org for sure, tier one org. One of the biggest orgs in Dota, which has the most money, you know, involved in
okay.
esports. And they were having a booth like right next to us. So I was talking a bit to the CEO there as well, and owner, and I also told him this like to be honest, I feel like in February, March this year, I feel like arguably us as an organization maybe reached our peak of what we can perform without any money. Like, because we are not paying any players, remember that. We're not paying any players, and it's no like budget running around there because we don't have anyone looking for it. Like, naturally, we don't have any sponsors when we don't have a like partnership manager. Like, or
Yeah.
like anyone looking for that. So like how would they come, you know? It's not like they come to you. You need to hunt sponsors. Like it's that's what everyone is hunting. So um that's like, of course it's more to it than that, but that's the biggest key. Like money to get better players, get better staff, put money into also myself so I can myself put more time into this. Like right now it's just a hobby, right? So that's the main thing. And then you, with the money comes like key roles within the organization you're able to fill out. Like, I don't think I know, maybe a few people, but very few people is like sponsorship people working for free. Like usually that's sellers, right? They don't work for
Yeah.
free. So you need money for them as well to get more money in. So it's the key to everything, man. So for sure that is how we could grow into a tier one, well, firstly tier two, but tier one organization. We are pretty big, I would say, now in Valorant in terms of um, not paying anyone, and same in League of Legends. We have a NLC team equivalent to VCL in League of
Yep.
Legends. So I don't think we like everyone we are competing against. Let's just say that everyone we're competing against has a higher budget. So
Right. Yeah. That yeah. Like Leo in a whole, like it's definitely a big name. Everyone knows Leo. Um. Obviously, like you said, with
yeah,
like with budgets and whatnot, and I always ask this question, but would you also say, um, obviously that's like one roadblock, but would you say another roadblock is like nepotism? Would you say that's another roadblock in your way, or
like
favoritism? Because obviously I spoke to multiple different people before.
okay,
Obviously, like you said, you listened to the as a one. We said that I spoke to ISOT as well. A
mm,
lot of people, a lot of like professionals or people within the scene, like players and casters, even casters as well. And I say this all the time. They struggle to really make those connects and try to get in, like have that sort of exposure because of nepotism. Nepotism is a big roadblock in like
yeah.
esports specifically. So my question to you: would you say that's one of your roadblocks as well? Of like, oh, we had opportunities like this, but then they just chose their friend, or would you say that's a really big issue that you faced?
No, I would not say it's an issue. Like I feel like um, it is a lot about like in general, like from my experience, like in general, when it comes to esports or it comes to most things in life in general, you know, it comes down to connections. It's the same in like normal work life. Like you don't. I know a lot of people from my childhood, you know, who was pretty like, let's just say bad in school or whatever, and then they have like crazy work job now because they have yeah, like good connections. And I feel like it's the same in esports. Either if you're trying to make it as a organization or as a player or as a staff or whatever, like you need to have connections to make if it's a trial or whatever, you know, like
Yeah.
if let's just say if we are having a trial, I would not say we are doing like you don't need to have necessarily connections to like become a part of our team because I would not say we do like try like open trials anymore. Like it's more like closed scouting. Like uh when I put together a team, we try to put together who we think are the best, you know, like who the coach and me and whoever the rest of the staff thinks is the best fits, and then we maybe invite couple guys who we are a bit unsure to trial. But I would not say, maybe nepotism is to like to get into the scene, maybe if you don't have a experience, or maybe again when it comes to tier 1, you know, because you start talking like full time and coaches bringing in like ex players they know and shit. But from my experience, at least, I would not say we or myself have not experienced too much of it, but maybe it's because I'm not for that myself, so I've been dodging it. Maybe, I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah,
Oh, that's
but
fair.
I like it's for sure it's a problem. Like, but I would say in general, as a person, if it's esports or you're trying to make something else in life, like you always need to make connections. Like it will always benefit you, and it's the same with like um, it's like it's a thing we learn like when we are a first grade kid in Norway. You know, like to treat others like how you want them to treat you. I think it will always come back to you. You know, in some sort,
Yeah, of course.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally hear that. Um, I want to ask you about like, so obviously in Premier, or what does Premier, like as in the region, it's UK, like all the countries in the UK and
Mm.
Scandinavia. That's UK and UK North, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as you may know, like the UK scene, the UK esports scene is kind of not the greatest. To a point,
Mm.
it's it's not completely dead. It's not as like flat as a pancake would say, but it's going up a bit by bit. But it's not where it should really be.
Mm.
Especially like England or the U like just it's UK. Um, it's, what is the ecosystem like in like Sweden or like in Scandinavia? Because I know I feel like it's so much more bigger, but I want to hear it from you because it's like
Yeah. Well, it's gonna it's even like even as Scandinavia, it's like kind of small, right? You know, like our culture is it's different, but it's still very similar. Like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, I would say like we're pretty similar cultures, but it's still esports within the countries is very like specifically Sweden and Denmark. Esports is very big. Like it has a great history. You know, we've been talking earlier about DreamHack and things like that, and everything of these things come from Sweden. Like Sweden is the OG to a lot of things in esports, and therefore it's a lot of history there. A lot of older like generation cares more, and it's the same in Denmark. You have lots of great history, but in Norway, I would say we are far behind our neighbors, like in terms of a community. Like what should I say? Like normal people don't take it like seriously, you know. Like it's very, very, very hard to get sponsors from the normal businesses. Like
yeah
they sponsor like football and handball and other sports who are popular here, not esports. But like as an ecosystem, I think we are onto a good thing in all the countries because we're trying to like put it together some sort. Like it's an open system where you can sign up to your national league. We have different organizers in Norway and Sweden
yeah
and Denmark as well, where they host like CS, Valorant, League of Legends, Rocket League, these big games in these countries. And then you can start at like, let's say, sixth division, right? And then split by split, you work and rank up to first division, like in football.
yeah.
Um, and then once you reach that, you come to VCL or NLC or whatever. And I would say it's been like it's pretty similar. Like I don't know too much about Finland. Actually, I don't know so much about them. Like, but I think it's kind of similar. I know they have like VRC, like EVC. I know hosted the Finnish VRC these other
Yeah.
years. But so I don't think they are as organized as the others. But like I mentioned also earlier, like if you want to play in the Norwegian league, you need to pay a certain amount every month, which you can say good and bad things about that. Like let's just say if you play a normal sport, you're not able to play it for free as well, right? So you need to think about that as well. You always need to pay for a product, and
Yes.
the product is really good if you're a Norwegian esports player and you pay like, I don't know, eight £8 a month,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
get a
yeah.
lot of stuff.
So is obviously would you like kind of agree like Norway and like England or UK? I say like UK, but
Mm,
is like on par, like in terms of like the sort of position they are within esports.
yeah.
The thing is like I the reason why I mentioned with the UKN, like UK North
Mm.
region is that we are a region together, like UK and
Yeah,
Scandinavian
yeah,
countries.
yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah,
it seems like we're not actually growing together. It just seems like
yeah,
Sweden and Finland, yeah, Sweden and Finland are the only ones growing. It's like it's not. It seems like we're not actually a region. You know, it's kind of it's like I don't know if it's the right word.
yeah.
I don't know how to really explain it. I don't know
No, but I
how.
100% get what you meant.
Yeah,
Like, I get what you mean, 100%. And I agree with you. Like,
are they not
we
marketing
are,
it properly? Like to a point where UK and Scandinavian countries are like united in a way because we are a region by
yeah.
competition. When you want to make a UKN team, you need to have. I think they changed it. It used to be three, so you can have two UK, for instance, and then one Swedish or
Mm.
two Swedes, one UK. But now I think it's two for VCL, right? Is that they changed it to two for minimum
Y-
for the region?
Yeah, I think might be the last update, might be two. It's either two or three, I don't remember quite, because like for us, it's always like we always had three Swedish, so for us the problem is always like keeping three from the last core, like not doing too much changes. So I don't remember the LTR rule, but it's at least two, if not three. Either two or three. It's not more than three at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and then yeah.
but
So ultimately, in terms of like
yeah.
regulation, it's
Mm,
compulsory to have like people from the UK, people from like Sweden, or also it can be three Swedes or whatever. But like that's the region as a whole. Like you got Dach, then you got NA, you got like South
yeah.
America, North America, Asia. You know, like
Mm,
it seems like there's not enough spread going on. It's not enough marketing. You know, that like oh yeah, we can have we have on this team we've got two people from UK. On this side we've got two people from Sweden, two Swedes, two UK, one Finland, whatever. You know, it just seems like
yeah.
Sweden and Finland just up there, and UK and Norway are down here. It's just I don't know.
Yeah. Like I agree with you like 100%. We are a region together,
Yeah,
but it's still so big differences, from um like player level is one thing, organizational level is one thing, like all this stuff. I would not say it's like the same countries having difference in terms of talent for these specific things. Like, for instance, let's say Norway, right? I would say we have very limited talent in most games. Uh, but when it comes to like organizational level, like administrative, we have some good orgs like Heroic, for instance. It's a Norwegian organization. Like everyone behind Heroic is Norwegian. Metisport is Norwegian. Apex was Norwegian. So we have had a lot of like bigger orgs, but the orgs knows even themselves, like, yeah, Norway don't have good enough players to make tier one.
I
So
love
everyone has
heroic.
international teams. Yeah,
I loved heroic
like
back in the
like
day. Oh,
yeah. So like everyone has international teams when it's Norwegian orgs, which then you can say hurts the Norwegian scene. But like, how are they supposed to make money when the players are not good enough? So uh, and like UK, like I don't know too much about like the UK like grassroots and stuff like that scene, but UK has some big orgs, as well. Like, well, obviously, Fnatic being my favorite team since 2014. Like, that's been my closest org.
100%. I expected that.
Um,
Yeah, Fnatic
yeah, yeah,
2014
yeah,
was mental,
yeah. Like,
incredible.
yeah, and that's like a entire episode for itself. Like how Fnatic has developed, from having the best teams in CS, Valorant, and League of Legends to being, yeah, not quite the same level anymore. Let's just say that.
Fnatic
And
fell off for CS completely.
Yeah. Like in CS, it's 5 Ukrainians now. It's like
Oh, they have a roster now.
total. Yeah, there are 5 Ukrainians
Oh,
in the roster.
okay.
It's yeah, it's very weird. But yeah, for sure. Like I mentioned, like Sweden's history and Denmark. Sweden and Denmark is the biggest in Scandinavia by far. Like, and it's not only like they have so good talent in a lot of games like CS and League and Valorant and stuff like that, and Dota. But it seems like the community and like normal businesses, take it more seriously. Like they get and understand the value what gaming and esports bring to a company than what they do in Norway, at least. Like in if you mention esports or gaming like to a average like person on the street in Norway, like they don't know anything and just think of like people sitting at home drinking Red Bull and eating chips, like they don't see it as like a business or any advantages. They just think like it's only bad things with gaming.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it just
yeah.
makes people sit inside. Like it doesn't bring anything good. Like that's how it is in Norway, and it's like we are so far behind Sweden and Denmark, where people see like some of these guys as like here, like almost like stars, in their country, the biggest personalities. And I think
Yeah,
in Norway you maybe have one guy, and that's Mr. Savage. That's like the only guy anyone knows in Norway. Like
yeah. I
it's
feel like everyone in Sweden will know Leo.
mm,
You reckon?
yeah, Leo
Or
Leo
Durka
Leo
for
is a
Finland. You know?
yeah, like they are big names, and I think even more you have like these in Sweden you have like these old CS players, like Olof Meister and these guys. They're like big names there. At the I don't know like how it is with sponsors and stuff in the UK, like in terms of how the normal businesses, if they see any value in esports, like they do in Sweden, or if you guys are like the same as us in Norway, like where they don't spend any money on esports.
No, like the scene itself, it's very underfunded. Like tier two, for instance, very
Yeah.
underfunded. I said this um on an episode that, like literally the previous episode. I wish it was like more like the
Yeah.
Prem, like the Premier League, or as in just
Hmm.
football in England. Like in the Prem, you got the Prem, then you got Championship, League One, Two, Three. Um, I wish we did something like that. Like obviously like
Yeah.
for UK North, we just get all the tier three and tier two teams and just like grade them. Just have like two
Yeah.
leagues, just get a bunch of teams and then just do have like a big league table and then just compete and then try broadcast
Mm.
it. Have some production. I've seen EVC, right? EVC, look what EVC's went from to what it is right now. They have the production is so much more
Yeah.
better. They've done so much. Like they give away thousands of pounds in prize pool. They have a LAN. I'm pretty
Mm.
sure in the UK, like obviously when you
Yeah.
make to
Yeah. Yeah.
the playoffs,
Land final.
LAN final, like they've done
Yeah.
so much. They've done so much. Like, and it's only £15. I think it's £15 to £20 per person,
Something like that.
yeah, per person, and it's just like it's just great. But for the UK, the only thing that we really have that has like, obviously it doesn't have global attention, but it's Epic Land. I'm sure if you've heard of Epic,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. The
Um,
ones in the scene knows about like Epic Land. Yeah.
exactly, it's a big thing,
Yeah.
but the Epic Land is £95 per person.
Mm.
For the last couple Epic Lands, it used to go from 70. It went from like £70 to 80. Now it's 95. But
Yeah.
we we
And
we can't just go ride or die on Epic Land if that makes sense. You know?
no. You need more like events for sure in a calendar year than Epic Land, and it's like if you want, I feel like this is also like I feel like I'm fucking glazing Sweden and Denmark so hard, but the reality is that they're really good at it, and
Yeah,
it's that if you want esports to become like a sustainable or like a bigger thing for like the in the community itself, in you need to begin with the grassroots, right?
yeah,
Like you need to involve the grassroots. Like you need to have local teams. You don't only need like esport orgs like Leo or I don't know, like whatever tier 3 to tier 1. You need the kids starting at the local schools or like local teams to
Yeah,
have an option to begin playing esports at the same level as they can easily start to play football or whatever they want to do. You
yeah,
need to have these options in every like small town or big town or whatever it is. And I feel like this is where they are also miles ahead of us. It's because in Sweden and Denmark you can like have esports as a like a class, in
yeah,
your
yeah,
school
yeah. Yeah.
from eighth grade, I think, until you can like finish
Eighth.
uni. Yeah.
Wait, what? Sorry. I think you're. What is eighth grade? What age is that?
That's like year eight, like after you finish primary school, so
Oh.
middle school.
Eight. Right, right. Okay, okay. Right,
Okay,
right.
not like from your 8 years old. No,
No, no.
that's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah.
I just
So
want to make sure.
middle school.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. I
I
think.
think that's when they can start to specialize in esports instead of like as they can choose it themselves basically and get a grade in it, and then they have that like I don't know, like a couple times a week, and then they can do that every year until they legit graduate university. They can have like a bachelor degree in academic esports. Like you can go the entire way until finishing your school way with esports, and this is starting to get more like more options in Norway as well within this. Not so early as middle school, but like elementary school.
yeah.
Yeah.
The same here as well. In the UK, you can start age 16.
Yeah.
Um, you could put it in British esports. Basically not any college, but a large amount of
Mhm.
colleges, like ranging from up North England or Scotland as well. I'm pretty sure. Even with some international schools, like in France, I think they have like some. I think you can do like an international placement. So obviously you're applying it from the UK,
Mhm.
and they say you can study in France. It's like an
Yeah,
institution.
yeah,
But that's
yeah.
a really small. There's only about a couple. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's starting to get a thing here as well. Like they can in Norway as well now. They can get like international students at the esports school. So that's really good. Like that's what we need to grow esports as a whole is to get the grassroots bigger because that's how you get the like let's just say you're a family, like a football family.
yeah,
Like you said yourself, you're interested in football, and I don't know how much your parents knows about esports. Maybe they are like football people as well. Like they grew up with football, never heard about esports. Like, and then
yeah,
suddenly your son decides, oh, I want to try esports after school because my friend wanted to go there, and then they are like basically forced to put themselves into, okay, what's this, And that's just how you get to the normal person industry to get to know esports, and that's how it gets bigger. Like the grassroots is the fundamental of getting the business like and everyone to put more money into it, and
yeah.
without the grassroots, like it will stay yeah, it will just be a niche thing, like
Yeah, I
will
was
not be a
literally about
mainstream thing.
to. Yeah, I was about to say that. Do you think it's still like on like a global scale? Do you think it's still very niche? That's what I was
Yeah, I would say
literally.
so.
I feel like obviously that I had to say global because I feel like it's definitely not niche in like Asia, for instance, like in Asian countries.
No.
It's just not. It's really up there.
Yeah.
But when you go down to like Western Europe, it starts to really compared to Asia, it dives straight down. Um,
Yeah, I think that's a good way you say it there, like because it's easy for us to like get to think that we are bigger than we are, when we think on a global scale. You need to like it's so many countries and continents like involved. Like you say in Asia, they're fucking superstars over there, but
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
in here in Europe, like it's very few countries where they are actually like really popular. Like they're starting to get you're starting to see like big things, you know, like Saivu in France,
Mm,
like starting to get a popular figure there, and some Eastern European countries it's really big, like Ukraine and stuff like that. But
yeah.
overall, like it's still a niche, I would say, even though it's like Saudi Arabia is like trying their best to pump as much money into this, which is of course good for like the product itself. But yeah,
Okay.
like I said, like without the grassroots, like it will always stay a niche. That's the key right there, you know, for
It,
every country.
yeah. It's great you mentioned Saudi Arabia, actually.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to stereotype, or I don't want to just say it just applies to everything, but there's a lot of times
Yeah.
where people say bought out by Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia just puts money into it. I obviously
Yeah.
this is like in my eyes what I've seen and obviously heard. Like a lot of people
Hmm.
when Saudi Arabia, people complain about it all the time, but I don't really get why they pump money into something or into like an industry and then they say, oh, Saudi Arabia, they ruined it. They ruined the industry. Oh, how can it get bought up by Saudi Arabia? Now the quality's gonna go down. And like they got bought out, and they start complaining online over and over, you know?
Yeah.
Do you really think that's the case?
No.
Like
No.
I
No. No.
if some it doesn't matter who it is, Saudi Arabia or not, or a guy from Timbuktu, there's more money going in than there was before they came in. And I don't really get a lot of people complaining and saying that, oh, they ruined the company, they ruined their principles, they ruined their beliefs. How could they get bought out by a big company? You know, they said it wasn't about the money, brother. Like we don't live for free. You know, we don't beings
Yeah.
don't thrive for free. It's just a way of life. And it's kind of
Yeah.
annoying. People complain online every single time. I don't know if it's rage bait or not, but I see people complain a lot.
I think
Saudi
it's
Arabia
real.
this, Saudi Arabia that. It's always something like to complain about, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No. I think without Saudi Arabia, like we would like it would be even more in shambles than it is right now. Like that's just
That's what I'm
reality, and
saying.
you
Like,
know, yeah, and you know, like in 2026, like these not necessarily only Saudi Arabia, but primarily Saudi Arabia
yeah,
doing a lot of investment, not only into esports, but you know, like the investment they do into esports. I would like to see like a comparison to the amount that they invest into football. Like it's probably like just a tiny percent, to be honest. Like you know, you've seen all these different Saudi owners over the last years buying up clubs, which is way more expensive than what they put into esports. So I think like at like you're in 2026, I just think you need to suck it up, honestly. Like just they're gonna be here, and you just need to
yeah,
to accept it. Honestly, like it's nothing we can do about it. Like they what is it they call it, the Saudi Arabia investment fund, doing all these investments for them,
yeah,
like in
yeah.
every sports and everything. Like what was it they bought? Didn't wasn't it Saudi people who bought up Newcastle as well the other year?
Yes, yes, they did. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
now nobody cares about it, you know.
No, 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 no.
Uh,
It did cause a bit of an uproar, uh, to a small amount, like on TikTok,
yeah,
um, but there's bound to be reaction, you know. Um,
yeah.
but the thing is,
I
like,
feel,
it, like for football, for instance, football you go on for years and years and years. In
yeah,
England, the FA Cup has been going on for 150 years, 150 years plus. The Prem has been going for 100 years plus. The Champions League has
mhm,
been going since 1951. You know, esports doesn't have that history as well,
no,
right? And since they're coming so late, like, and it's so obviously with rate and inflation, the cost of living, like things are more expensive now. Things are different. You could buy a club for £1 back in the day, you know. I don't
yeah,
think people were struggling to make £1 if you was then. I mean, I wasn't born then, but that there were clubs you could buy it for. I'm sure there was a club that they literally sold it for £1. I think it was Chelsea FC. I'm
yeah.
not sure. I need to
I'm no
check.
clue.
I need to check on that. But yes, there was a club that they literally bought out for £1, and look where it is right now. But
Yeah,
um,
like I think it's like nothing. Of course, like I cannot talk about like I think it's important, at least for me. Like I'm not talking about like politics or like whatever happening within their country. Like I don't know any details about that, but like what they're doing to the scene, like it's like it would already not be the same, you know, without what they are doing. Like if you see the esports World Cup, you see the esports Nation Cup going on now. It's a legit a revolutionary two products they're doing.
Yeah,
Uh, like this is what a lot of people been dreaming of, to put together all the esports stars competing against each other for their own country. Like everyone been talking about it for decades, but no one is doing it. And then they come and then they do it like on a couple of years, you know. And now it's
yeah.
gonna be, yeah, like I'm so excited for that tournament. Like it's such a great idea to have. I think it's gonna be every second year they're gonna host this Esports Nation Cup, where they get the teams to play against each other. I think the Valorant qualifier will start. It's next weekend
Okay.
for the Esports Nation Cup. I'm managing the national team of Slovakia.
Sheesh.
Actually, yeah, I like at that time it was before I got the role that I said early, the Norwegian national team role. So
Yeah.
at that time, it was someone else having that role. So they were like, "Oh no, we don't need a Valorant manager." So then I just okay, then I help someone else.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
I want to ask you how many like I'm going back to what you said to me earlier, like comparing
Yeah.
like my parents or uh like people in my circle, they know they're
Hmm.
most likely 9 times out of 10 they're gonna know football over esports, and most of the time they're not gonna like they still don't know what esports is. Have you told anyone about esports, and what is the generic response? Because most of the time when I tell people about esports, like and explain to them, the generic response is like I swear, quote, word for word, it's that gaming thing, right?
Yeah.
I hear that all the time. I don't know if that's just me, but
Yeah.
like the word gaming is more attached than like esport.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, like, what is like? It's kind of like research as well in a
Especially the
way.
older generation, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. 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 No, I 100% agree with you. Um,
So
for me,
is it a
like if
branding sort of
I
thing, issue sort of thing?
Yeah, I guess so. Like gaming is just what I guess what their own kids maybe call it. Like, oh, I'm gonna I do gaming, you know, like after school or whatever.
Mm,
Like you need to be like it needs to be a clear difference between like gaming and esports, right? Like it's yeah, it's a pretty pretty big difference that needs to it's a long way to go for that to be generalized, the difference there. But like for me, if I try to talk to someone who is I know like for sure is not into esports, and then I like try to say like what I do, you know, and what I have been doing, I try to um, say it more in a way like comparing it to real sports. Like for instance, if I'm talking to a
yeah,
Norwegian guy, you know, that I know the Norwegian esports, like a friend who plays CS or whatever. Like I would say like, oh yeah, like we are playing like some DreamHack or Norwegian League, like at the local name,
yeah, yeah,
and then he would be like, okay, yeah, yeah, cool, good luck or whatever.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then if I'm talking to like a parent of someone or whatever, like I would say, yeah, like I own this club and we're like Norwegian champions basically, you know?
Aye,
Like you cannot say, oh yeah, we won the Norwegian league in Valorant. Like they would be like, okay, what is Valorant and da 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 da. But I always try to explain, even though like what games are, like what we are playing, etc., just to try and give out some knowledge
yeah,
about it. But I always say like I try to generalize it as much as possible into real sports, like champions of Norway or
yeah, yeah.
VCL is like. Nordic or like European if it's VCL EMEA. Yeah, I think you need to make the comparisons to make it easier for them to understand in the beginning.
Because
Um,
in that
for sure.
case, what I would say to that is if if the esports target audience is like, let's say 11 to 18 or 11 to
Hmm.
like 20 or something, because obviously you can get like younger people. Obviously in the UK you have the EYC, the Esports Youth Club. They do sessions
Yeah.
for people from 11 to 18-year-olds. It's completely
Mm-hmm.
free just to get them into grassroots
Okay.
esports, right? But the thing
Yeah.
is, as much as I feel like we need to improve, like not we, like me and you, but
Yeah.
everyone basically needs to
Yeah. Everyone.
improve
Yeah.
esports general reach, that it will reach people outside of the target audience. Because if it's only targeting people from 16 to 18 or whatever, because I think 16 to 18 is like the sort of, like, obviously, um like you start competing at 16 and then probably play for 2 years. People feel it's too small, in my opinion, so it should be general. So like when you say you want to try to generalize it as much as possible, so like compare it to like football, whatever, or like
Yeah.
it it, it should have the name itself should have more gravitas, so that anyone can get it and get the gist of it. No, they don't need to delve into
Yeah.
it of like, yeah, you got Fnatic, these are the regulations. No, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I was
And
like saying
like
about
that's a
changing the
very hard
name.
task, though.
It is, but it's like, I wish we can do something that just gets that international reach first, and then starts to slowly like spread around to, even to people that are like, no offense, like older people, like 30, 40,
Mm.
25 or mid 20s, or late 20s. But that's the name that just doesn't have, it only appeals to the younger generation. It should appeal to
Yeah.
everyone, it's kind of like a
Yeah.
spin on it, because when I think of esports, ultimately you'll think of sports. Oh, what sports are there? You got football, you got basketball, you know they're not going to think of
Mm-hmm.
Valorant or Rocket League or cars that can hit a ball, or they're not going to think about that. That's not the
Mm-hmm.
first thought that comes to mind. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of
And
a shame, but how can we really change it so it would just be what set to one thing and say, oh yeah, it's competing within it's competitive game titles, or like, I
mhm.
just I just wish I had that sort of reach and that sort of appeal onto
Yeah.
everyone, not just the younger generation. If you know what I'm trying
Yeah.
to get out. So that was an
Yeah.
ear
Yeah. I
hole, but
understand. I understand what you're trying to say, and like, it's kind of like, first of all, like, from my experience, like, people within the scene itself don't even know how to spell, like, have not agreed how to spell esports. Like, I see three different ways how people type esports to me, like, some people with big E, some small e, big S, like,
oh my, you reminded
uh,
me. Oh, don't get me started on that. I did.
yeah, like, exactly. So first of all, like, people who do this actively need to like have a commonly agreement, like, how do we even spell this, and then we can maybe try to reach for other people. But like, and it comes back to also like the gaming versus esports thing. I feel like if you also, like you say, in UK you have a free thing for kids, or like, was it from 11
Youth
to
club,
16 you said?
11 to 18 is a youth club.
11 to 18,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, youth club. So that's great. And I think also for even younger people than 11, like, if we're talking, let's just say like 8 years old, right? Just started school. Um, if you're trying to get them into esports, I would say it's maybe better to prompt it as like, you're trying to get them into gaming. Like, I think it's a bit harsh to try to get a kid into esports. Like, the aspects of esports is like a lot to take in, I would say, in terms of like all the communication, teamwork. Like, if it's a kid that maybe has played since he was young, like maybe has some gamer parents or whatever, played
yeah,
since he was 4, then
yeah,
it's different. Then he already know this aspect. Like, then he maybe knows, already has a favorite game, and he knows what he wants to do. Then okay, maybe he can go join or like make a team with like 8, 9, 10 years old. But if it's a kid who has never played on a PC before and never has his parents either done that, then you need to first get him into like gaming, like what's video games about, because
yeah, yeah.
I feel like it's really rough to get a kid straight into esports without any experience within the video games in general. And it's like, what we're gonna say, like, when it comes to this, it's also like the same with the parents, who is like, I don't know how it is in UK, but at least in Norway, if you are playing football in primary school, or like at these local clubs until you're maybe like 16, 17,
Yeah.
then it's also like the parents of the kids who are the trainers, right?
Yeah.
It's the same in UK.
Yeah, yeah, I'll say so.
Yeah, yeah. So then I have started this myself as well in my local like local team. I've started esport as a option like for kids. So I'm like it's the same here. Like it's the parents of the kids who is the esport teacher, and they necessarily have never played a video game either. So you need to learn them as well as the kids. Like what games are we playing? You know, like they have never heard about Overwatch, and like the parents are maybe even worse than the kids. You know, at playing. So and you and you
Yeah.
need to build the grassroots. You obviously need enough trainers as well, and it's way easier to be a football trainer than it is to be an esports coach or gaming, whatever you want to call it. Like I say, we call it esports. Like in esports, you need to know the game, you need to know the mechanics, you need to have strats, communication, like a long-term goal of the team. You know, even though
Yeah.
if it's kids, it needs to be a goal with why are they meeting up every Thursday evening to play together.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
it's maybe communication, like on a low scale, but um everyone, well, I like to say everyone can be a football trainer. Like you don't need to be a professional footballer to tell someone like the basics of football, you know? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone can just read that up, you know? And everyone, at least in Norway, I think 98% of people in Norway have at some time in their life played football at school or after school.
I think the
But
entire world has played football.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like
Yeah.
it's not the same. Like maybe over 90% of people, at least in the newer generation, have played video games of some sort, if it's phone games or whatever, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
90% have not played esport games like actively.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so it's a lot of aspects um, that need to get put into ground, and like a lot of foundational work needs to be done. And this is like I'm not saying like this is something like you also said, like this is not work for like the everyday like the esport organization guys. This is work for the federations, you know,
Yeah.
to make these courses, if it's trainers or if it's players, like everything needs to be ready for the grassroots to grow. And I feel like I feel like it's not entirely there yet. Um, but it's getting like it's growing really fast.
Yeah. Because
Like
obviously I've always said it before, and I keep saying it because it's the only thing we have like in the UK.
Mhm.
Like obviously in Scandinavia, you guys got DreamHack. We had DreamHack recently in London. In Birmingham. Uh,
Birmingham, yeah,
we're gonna have it
correct.
again next year,
Okay,
February. We have
cool.
Masters right now in London. So it seems like more
Yeah,
esports events are coming, but we need more. We need more attention. I know it sounds like
yeah.
attention seeking, but like we need to
No,
put
you're
ourselves
right.
out there on the map, you know.
Yeah.
And as does like every country in Scandinavia, you know. And then
Mm-hmm.
um, but now obviously we got like go back to DreamHack. We got DreamHack in London now. Oh, sorry, London. Sorry. We have DreamHack in UK. We have DreamHack in
Mm-hmm.
Scandinavia. We have DreamHack in NA as well. So three, two regions basically. Like one EU, one in NA as well, which is great.
Yeah.
And more reach. But before we close off for time, there's one more thing I just want to ask
Mm-hmm.
you before we go. Um,
Yeah.
does do you have any like future plans like for Leo? What is anything you can share or anything you're looking forward to that
For Leo,
yeah. If you can't say then fair enough, but
I mean, for Leo, like it's like we mentioned, like how can we grow? Like this is not my work, but as an organization, it's my hope and our goal
yeah.
to get some sponsors and money in to grow for then like 2027 ultimately. Like and it's what we've been waiting on after we like in May we played a stage 3 qualifier, right, in Valorant, and we got eliminated.
Yeah.
It's like 7 months without playing anything in Valorant official until they had to redo the system, which we saw the other day. We got more details about that. It's gonna be more open from open cups all the way to VCT. Um, So I guess what I can say like is that we have already started looking into how we want to or like rebuild for the next year basically in
Yeah.
Valorant. In terms of us as a org, we are gonna go to Latvia in July to play a CS tournament.
Oh, nice.
Because yeah, like I feel like in 2025 yeah, 2025 I feel like we had a lot of focus on Valorant and League, and our other teams got a bit too little attention, I would say. That's something I would say I learned a lot of from myself.
Yeah.
I try to give a more balance to all the teams in our organization, which I feel like have been working a lot. We have grown a lot the last year, and yeah, for me as well. Like I just hope we get some money in because
Yeah.
yeah, I'm motivated. You know, I want to keep grinding, keep
Yeah. I mean,
climbing the ranks.
I mean, it's
So
unfortunate, but I mean, that's reality. Like, passion can only go
yeah,
so far. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Um, but yeah, I totally trust me. I understand exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I understand exactly what you mean. But yeah, but that's all the time we have. It's been great. It's been. I think it was a great conversation. Honestly, I think
Yes, it
you're the
was. It was really
first
nice.
person I spoke to that owns a Scandinavian org, and it's nice because, like I said, with the UK North region, most of the time I was getting like a UK perspective, and I want to see
Yeah.
like, and I was wondering like, oh, like we're a region, you know, but like
Yeah, we
I
are
feel
closer
like
than we think.
yeah, it feels like we're two different things, you know. But
Yeah, yeah.
we are a region, but why is it only? Obviously, I used to think it was only UK affected. I was like, Scandinavia are probably doing a
Mhm.
lot better, but thanks to you making that clarification, and it's nice to understand, get that different perspective from you. But yeah, that was great. I think I said everything I need to say. Is there anything else you want to say before we? Before
Oh,
we
like thank you for having me, and I hope we can have a chat in the future when we both of us have the podcast have grown, our own org has grown, and we have even more to talk about. You know.
of course, man.
Yeah, like it was great being here, and hope to see some Leo fans in the comments after.
Oh yeah, well, hopefully. But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks so much for coming. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
bye.